As time passes, we often hear that old age is a time to accept limits. But is that all there is? Or could it be an opportunity to live more fully, more courageously, and to uncover joys we once overlooked? Today, I'm sharing stories that will make you rethink aging. From an 80-year-old woman mastering technology to stay independent, to a 92-year-old explorer still chasing dreams around the globe, these stories prove that age isn't a barrier, it's an open door to a new chapter of life. Let's explore how these individuals transformed challenges into opportunities and found genuine happiness. Their journeys might just surprise you with the profound lessons they hold. The story begins. Story 1. The unexpected decision of a retired teacher. Taylor, a retired schoolteacher at the age of 75, spent decades nurturing young minds in her classroom. As she reflected on her future, she knew she didn't want to follow the common path of her peers, settling in a retirement home. Instead, Taylor made a bold decision to move into a lively, close-knit community she had never envisioned herself living in. Initially, her family couldn't hide their concerns. "They thought I was making a mistake," she recalled. They couldn't understand why she would leave the familiarity of her old neighborhood for an entirely new environment. Yet within months, her decision proved to be transformative. Taylor not only found a group of like-minded friends who shared her passions but quickly became an active contributor to her new community. She began hosting knitting classes, a long-cherished passion she had never fully explored while working full-time. This newfound purpose and joy infused her with a renewed energy. She was no longer merely passing the days. She was living them to the fullest. Taylor's story holds a powerful lesson. Finding a new community can bring vitality and fresh meaning to life. As we age, it's easy to succumb to the temptation of withdrawing from the world. But Taylor shows us that surrounding ourselves with people who understand and share our passions can lead to growth, connection, and fulfillment. Instead of isolating herself or choosing the retirement home route, Taylor sought a place where she could connect, contribute, and build relationships. She discovered her community. And now, she's a living testament that the most beautiful chapters of life might still lie ahead. Story 2. The independent gentleman. Henry, an 82-year-old man full of energy, was known for his unyielding determination to preserve his independence. To his family, Henry had always been a vibrant presence, waking up early for his morning walks, tending to his garden, and savoring peaceful afternoons with his favorite books. However, as time passed, his health began to wane. Concerned for his well-being, his family gently suggested he move into a nursing home where he could receive around-the-clock care. But Henry adamantly refused. He was well aware of his limitations, yet he couldn't bear to part with the life he had so carefully built. He cherished his morning strolls around the neighborhood, the familiar faces at the local coffee shop, and the comfort of his own home. "I want to stay here," he insisted. "This is where I truly feel alive." With minimal assistance from a part-time caregiver and occasional visits from family, Henry demonstrated that he could still live on his own terms, holding on to the freedom he so deeply valued. His story is a powerful reminder that independence is not merely a living arrangement. It is an intrinsic strength that should not be underestimated, regardless of age. But aging undoubtedly brings challenges. It does not necessitate surrendering one's autonomy. Often, all it takes is a bit of support from family, friends, or the community to enable someone to thrive in the place they call home. Through his determination, Henry shows us that moving into a nursing home is not the only option. By being honest about one's needs and creatively exploring alternatives, there are countless ways to continue living a fulfilling life. Story 3. The resilient gardener. Let's talk about Ethan, an 81-year-old with an enduring passion for gardening. He was facing a reality that many of us would rather ignore. His body could no longer keep up with the demands of maintaining the expansive garden he had cultivated for decades. For years, Ethan had nurtured a lush haven filled with flowers, vegetables, and trees, his pride and greatest joy. But as time wore on, the physical labor became an increasing burden. His family, worried for his health, suggested that he might need to give up his beloved hobby. But Ethan had a different plan. Rather than abandoning his garden, he chose to downsize. He transformed his sprawling greenery into a smaller, more manageable space, focusing on low-maintenance plants suited to his current abilities. His new garden, though more modest, was no less beautiful. It was simpler, sustainable, and brought him a newfound sense of tranquility. Each morning he watered his plants with care, his hands brushing over tender leaves, his heart filled with quiet satisfaction. Ethan's family was astonished. Not only had he maintained his cherished hobby, but he had also grown stronger in embracing this new approach. Ethan's story reminds us that simplicity can bring profound fulfillment. Growing older doesn't mean giving up what you love. It's about adapting and discovering fresh ways to enjoy the things that bring you happiness. Whether it's gardening, painting, or any other passion, you can continue to pursue your joys without overextending yourself. By embracing a smaller, simpler version of his garden, Ethan proved that sometimes less is truly more. His story shows that aging isn't an ending, it's the beginning of a new chapter, rich with opportunity and meaning. Story 4. The 90-year-old explorer. Meet Lawrence, a spirited 90-year-old who has no intention of slowing down. While most people his age embrace a quiet life at home, Lawrence decided that such a life wasn't for him. Instead, he chose to spend his golden years as an adventurer, traveling the world with his daughter. Whether it's strolling the cobblestone streets of Carolina, hiking through the serene countryside of Switzerland, or exploring ancient ruins in Colorado, Lawrence seizes every opportunity to experience the world and embrace the new. What's remarkable is that Lawrence doesn't opt for luxurious vacations or extravagant guided tours. He prefers a more authentic approach, staying in modest apartments, cozy inns, and immersing himself in local cultures as a true traveler. For him, these are not trips to check off a bucket list. They are genuine journeys, dreams he couldn't pursue when he was younger due to time constraints. Now, at 90, he is turning those dreams into reality, proving that age is no barrier to a life fully lived. Lawrence's story carries a powerful message. Age is just a number. Growing older doesn't mean giving up on adventure or new experiences. In fact, many discover that later years bring more freedom and flexibility to explore the world in ways they never could before. Lawrence is living proof that it's never too late to seek excitement, challenge oneself, and create unforgettable memories. So, whether you're 90 or 30, there's always room for adventure, if you're willing to take the first step. Story 5. The tech-savvy senior. At 85 years old, Carter is nothing short of inspiring. She refuses to let her age dictate her independence. Though she can no longer care for herself entirely, Carter has no intention of moving into a nursing home. Instead, she chose to embrace technology, a prospect that can seem daunting for many in her age group. Carter realized that staying at home would require her to adapt, and she did. With a little help from her grandchildren, she learned to use a smartphone, a tablet, and even smart home devices to make daily life easier. With voice-controlled systems, she now adjusts the lights, locks the doors, and even regulates the temperature in her home without leaving her chair. When she needs assistance, a simple tap on her phone connects her with family or her doctor. But the real game-changer has been how technology keeps her connected to her loved ones. Through video calls, Carter chats with family members, watches her great-grandchildren grow up, and even joins in on family game nights from the comfort of her living room. Carter's story teaches us a profound lesson. Technology can be incredibly empowering. Instead of letting age limit her independence, she has leveraged the tools at her disposal to maintain control over her life and nurture meaningful relationships. Carter shows us that, no matter your age, technology can be a bridge to the world around you, helping you stay connected, active, and independent. So don't hesitate to embrace technology. It could be the key to living life on your terms, regardless of your age. Story 6. A legacy preserved. 87 years old, Eleanor made a decision that many might find surprising. She chose to remain in the house she had lived in for over 40 years. But this wasn't just any house. It was the place where she had raised her children, hosted countless family gatherings, and built a treasure trove of precious memories. Despite the challenges of aging, Eleanor couldn't imagine leaving the home that had been the heart of her family for so many years. Her children, concerned for her well-being, suggested moving her into a nursing home. Instead of relocating, she found a way to keep her beloved home while ensuring she had the support she needed. She arranged for family members to visit regularly, providing both companionship and assistance. Every week, her daughter would stop by, bringing a basket of groceries and stories to share. Her grandchildren, after school, would drop in to recount tales of their day, their laughter echoing through the same walls that had witnessed generations of joy. Within those walls, the memories of multiple generations came alive, the laughter of festive gatherings, the comforting aroma of freshly baked cookies, and the warmth of embraces on cold winter evenings. Standing in the heart of her home, surrounded by reminders of the past, Eleanor felt a profound sense of safety and peace, a feeling no nursing home could replicate. Eleanor's story imparts a vital lesson: home is where the heart belongs. Sometimes, the best place to spend one's later years isn't somewhere new but the place that has been a constant through life's many chapters, brimming with memories and the warmth of familiarity. For Eleanor, staying in her home wasn't just a choice. It was her way of preserving her family's legacy and maintaining the sense of belonging that had always defined her life. This story serves as a poignant reminder that age is never a barrier to joy, independence, or purpose. Have you ever had to adapt to changes to keep doing what you love? Or do you have a story about preserving a cherished passion through life's transitions? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice could inspire others in meaningful ways. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to receive the latest updates. The stories are collected from various sources and do not represent any individual or organization. They are shared with the intention of spreading human values in life and have been rewritten with the support of AI. If there are any mistakes, kindly overlook them with understanding. Wishing you all the best in life.